Is Singapore finally going to qualify for the FIFA World Cup? Now, Singapore is going to be a part of a joint five-nation bid to host the 2034 tournament. As of now, the host nations will automatically qualify for the World Cup. Now, to discuss this, I have correspondent David Lee. Welcome, David.
Hi, Harintu.
Now, David, tell us, if ASEAN does make a bid to host the 2034 World Cup, you can expect fierce competition from other countries, including China, Egypt, and joint bidders such as Australia and New Zealand. How strong is this ASEAN bid here?
Right. So, just a bit of background. So, Thailand's Tourism and Sports Minister announced 2 days ago that Thailand would lead a five-nation bid for the 2034 World Cup. The proposal was agreed at the 5th ASEAN ministerial meeting on sports in Manila. So we don't have any concrete details of a bid yet, seeing that it's still far away. As we know, the 2026 hosting rights have already been awarded to US, Canada and Mexico who are co-hosting. So if FIFA decides to open the bidding for the subsequent two World Cups at one go, meaning the 2030 and 2034 edition, it could mean that ASEAN has to get ready to submit their bid in a couple of years' time. This five-way joint bid is unique and interesting in the sense that FIFA have been known to want to take the World Cup to uncharted territories, as we've seen with Russia in 2018 and Qatar in 2022.
Which you were at 2018, right? Russia last year.
So that's the strength of ASEAN's bid. So the five nations involved, as we've spoken, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia and Vietnam, they are very well connected. It's easily accessible. Traveling within these countries considerably cheap compared to the US. So in terms of infrastructure, there are also enough stadium in these countries to host a 48-team tournament. And there are also plans to spruce up the transport system and airports in these countries. But you say we face stiff competition from the likes of China. If we were to talk about resources, I mean, few in the world can match China, right? They will not spare any expenses. They will pull all the stops. And so the likes of Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia will have to consider whether it's worth spending so much for just one World Cup when they are already operating on budget deficits.
Right. Now, so moving on. So, will the country's then football culture be under scrutiny? So, for instance, we had a poor spectator turnout at the Brazil versus Senegal match held at the stadium yesterday, and you were there, right? Even with the Brazil football superstar Neymar being here, will we see a similar response, if this bid does go through? Right.
I mean, it was disappointing to see just 20,000 fans turn up in a 55,000 seater. But we have to understand that the Singapore market is relatively small, and the joint bid is different in the sense that it involves 5 countries with a combined population of about 500 million. So the poor turnout last night could be attributed to fatigue. Maybe you can say that we can't have too much of a good thing, because when Brazil last played here in 2014, it was a new national stadium. They haven't come here for a long time, and people are curious about Brazil and national stadium, and there weren't events such as the International Champions Cup, the ICC, which has taken place for a few years now. So now football fans in recent years, they are spoiled for choice. We had the ICC in July. We're going to have Liverpool and Manchester United Masters coming next month. So there's also school exams this month, so it could be just a matter of bad timing for the organizers. But back to the World Cup, I think with Singaporeans typically falling for the novelty factor and it being held at our doorstep, I think they should still be caught up in the fever. But it all depends also on the teams that are playing here. If we get a bid, the teams, if they are obscure, then probably not. But if they are big teams, I think it should still be so.
It will draw a crowd, right? And David, of course, last year for the one that happened in Russia, you were there, right? That said, will the successful join, and you've experienced it yourself, how tremendous these celebration, these matches can be. Will the successful joint bid still benefit this Singapore football scene in any way?
Okay, you have to look at all the world-class sporting events that have been held here. So we have had the WTA finals. We still have the Formula One race.
Yep.
We still have the ICC. You know, while such events bring the stars here, and there may be a short-term tourism boost, we still have not seen these events groom a world-class tennis player, a world-class race driver, or world-class footballer, for example. But I feel a successful World Cup bid could be a game changer for us, for the local football scene here, especially with the FAS, the Football Association of Singapore, recently announcing their ambition to qualify for the same edition in 2034. It is a long shot, but imagine if we do qualify, if we do the improbable, that will surely galvanize the country in terms of local pride, as well as the inspiring future generations of local footballers. But as with all large-scale projects here, we need the strong backing of the government to achieve both the objectives of qualifying and hosting.
Right. Well, of course, I know it's yet to be seen because the bid is still in its planning stages.
Infancy
right, it's still in its infancy stage. Of course, you know, for more of these football-related stories, you can visit our website at straitstimes.com. Once again, thank you so much, David, for coming on to the show to tell us a bit more, you know, really about the possibility of Singapore finally securing a spot in the FIFA World Cup. Now, those were the top stories for the day. For more news and videos, of course, you can head over to our website, that is straitstimes.com. Once again, I'm Haryanto, and thanks for tuning in. Have a good weekend. Join us on Monday for more stories on The Big Story.